Choeib Boutamine, energy advisor and CEO at Ranadrill Energy in Algeria. Choeib, your thoughts on where OPEC Plus may be going next? I mean, they must be quietly surprised that the oil price has continued at an upward climb, even though they keep announcing that they're increasing their production quotas. Is the sort of detail, the sort of proof in the detail that actually they're only raising quotas and not supply? Your thoughts on that intersection point? More OPEC quotas, less, not necessarily more supply, and so the price rising.
Yeah, good morning, Sean. I think this is the impact of the positive sentiment that the OPEC is resuming is unwinding more barrels to the market, and by July we'll have more than 1.37 million barrels to the market. I think this is the sentiments that everybody was waiting, that OPEC is here and is winding more barrels to the market.
But is that actually barrels to the market, or is that simply quotas catching up with production supply that was already in the market?
Yeah, I think there is a strong demand at the market at the moment. There is a very strong demand, and especially in the United States. So allow me to go to United States if we speak about oil. United States, if we go to the commercial inventories, they really dropped by 7 million barrels in the last 2 weeks of May. So, and this is something we have to highlight. If we go to SPR, Strategic Petroleum Reserves in the United States, they increased by 2.7 million barrels in the month of May. And this is a good indicator that there is a strong demand in oil in the United States. And this
So it's certainly the season for it, isn't it? Everybody's getting in their car. It's summertime. It's typically a time to burn a lot of gasoline.
Exactly, and this is one of the main reasons, is driving reason season in the United States and many countries. And before we start now this live, I was talking to Narendra, and he said that New Delhi temperature was 44 degrees, and you know India is the biggest population in the world. And imagine the first question I asked, what about the electricity demand? And so what's the energy demand? How is it increasing really in India and China and United States at the moment? I think we have a good pillars at the moment that we see very positive demand in oil. That's why we see in parallel the OPEC Plus is increasing its quotas in the parallel oil prices, increase it to $67, and this is the highest level six since like 7 or 8 weeks. I think we are in a good situation at the moment that oil prices are really improving, and I strongly believe that we'll have. I'm very optimistic about oil prices this summer.
And with that OPEC strategy going forward, OPEC Plus, would you expect ultimately that the rest of the 2.2 million barrels of cuts that they're more or less more than halfway through will continue and all of it will come back?
Yeah, I think this is a huge opportunity for the OPEC Plus this summer, because we have a good demand, a rising demand on oil, and I think the OPEC Plus will stick to its strategy. But in August, I don't know if they will keep increasing 411,000 barrels per day or not. But with 1.37, I think at the moment by July, we'll have a good, let's say, positive impact of that on the global market. And I strongly believe that maybe we can touch the $70 by July or by August as a result of the high demand on oil.
So, Choeib, looking at the sort of the point you made there about it's a great time for OPEC Plus to be raising supplies, certainly raising quotas, it seems to me. Most research indicates that the actual net increase in supply so far in the second quarter with these first set of increases hasn't been resulting in tangible supply increase. It's more quotas catching up with supply. I mean, I'm just getting that point there because if this is a good time and that OPEC Plus are making market management decisions here, a lot of the reporting is that this is about punishing countries that have been misbehaving on their quotas. I mean, which is it?
Yeah, I think the message was addressed directly, I think, to Kazakhstan and Iraq, because they were not really complying with the quotas really agreed about. But I think that
maybe Iraq and Kazakhstan were right. The market wanted more oil, so we're giving it to them. I mean, oil prices knocking on the door of 70 would seem to indicate that more oil is what the market wants.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. It's the positive sentiment. If we do it as a group, that will have more positive impact. But when you do it individually, when you increase individually, that will impact really the market, and that's like it gives like a negative sentiment. That there is no compliance among the group. So this is the difference. So now. I think this is what the OPEC Plus at the moment is trying to do is to recover its market share, and it's ended up with the prices, with stability of prices of the last month, but at the moment, I think they are working to recover the 5.8 million barrels per day, and they have already started in April. And I think there is a program to unwind more barrels in the upcoming months to reach 2.2 million barrels, I think, by November, if the plan is maintained. So
what about all the other cuts? Do you think they will also come into an accelerated return?
I don't think it's very easy in the autumn season because we'll have less demand in Q3, and I believe the time now to increase supplies is only summer. But I think we need to wait and see what will happen, and the negotiations between China, the outcomes of China and United States, because to be honest, that decision will really impact the global demand on oil. Because if we go back to see some numbers, data coming from China, China imports of crude oil decreased to 4 months levels last May. And it's an indicator that the tariffs are really impacting negatively in the global market and the global oil demand in China. So I think this one, the trade, let's say the trade war between United States and China and United States and the rest of the world, it has a very, very big impact on the global oil demand. And I think what's really happening now, negotiations within China and between China and United States in London, it's like it gave a positive impact indicator that will have good impact on the oil market and that thing, oil demand, I mean, and I think they will have more surprises to see in the upcoming weeks.
Let's have a last word from Choeib on where things are locally in North Africa, in Algeria, Libya next door. What is the outlook for, speaking of these rising production quotas from the 8 countries within OPEC Plus that are bringing back the 2.2? What is the ability of the likes of Algeria and Libya to add more production, add more supply?
Yeah, I think Algeria has some quotas to respect to resume to unwind its quotas to the OPEC Plus, and I think it will start really to unwind some quotas. But I think in Algeria at the moment we concentrate also on natural gas, and we look an open a natural gas market in Europe. So as we know. Now, the inventories of natural gas in Europe are only 50% compared to 73, 74 same year, 24. So I think this is another issue for Europeans at the moment, how to refill inventories of natural gas by 90% starting of November. And we know that the transit natural gas
You need to hurry up.
Yeah, exactly. So there is the transit natural gas from Russia to European Union through Ukraine is over. So from last December. So now Europeans are in a rush to fill up, but with LNG. And if they cannot do that, certainly they will go to another alternative, which is oil, and that's why maybe we see more oil demand in European market in the upcoming winter.
Is there any capacity for Algeria to sort of meet that extra demand, both on gas or oil, even if it's there? Is there capacity for Algeria, Libya to increase and send more across the Med?
Yeah, I think if we talk about Algeria, Algeria has to respect its commitment because it's a member of the OPEC Plus and the Group of 8, so it has to respect its quotas. But yes, Algeria is investing more than $50 billion in the upcoming few years. and most of the investments is going to natural gas, and part of it, of course, for oil. And this will position Algeria as a leading country in North Africa and the region, supplying steady supplies of oil and natural gas. Same for Libya, and I think the region will play a crucial role to supply steady supplies of oil and gas to the European market, and at least to lessen the impact of weaning off the Russian oil and natural gas supplies.
Well, that's not happening anytime soon. Let's see where the market is. What will have a bigger bearing on direction of oil prices? US-China talks getting the bulk of the view of this room. G7 summit. What's that? Says Narendra, and this room seems to agree with him. Not too relevant. Iran-US talks always going to be a bearing, but not overwhelmingly so. Let's post that online and see where the rest of the world agrees with this room. Choeib Boutamine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
from
you.
that beautiful virtual backdrop you have, and Narendra Taneja in India and Malia Bengali in the UK and London. Thank you guys. Have a great week.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing you all soon again. All the best.
Thank you, Sean. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.